Okay, this is the 80th anniversary of the D-Day invasion. I'm here on Omaha Beach. This is, of course, where the disastrous invasion occurred. Over on Utah Beach, the guys had less drama than here on Omaha. You know, Omaha is made famous, of course, in modern times with Saving Private Ryan, which most people say is a pretty authentic recreation. You know, except for the casement, which wasn't so close to the beach here. But imagine trying to get from the water across this long beach and arrive near the seawall where you begin to have a little bit of cover. Not that much cover. It's been 80 years. And, we still come to Omaha Beach to honor the dead and the heroes that knocked the Nazis out of Europe. Here in Omaha Beach, there's a wonderful memorial. You can see the memorial just up ahead. And flags. But when you come to Normandy, you really can't get an appreciation in the many books, movies, and videos that have been posted about what happened here. But the scale of the beach and the scale of the effort to get off the beach is what's so remarkable. So this casement on Omaha Beach, as you can see, has a commanding view of the beach. So as the troops were landing on June 6, 1944, it had pretty easy pickings all the way down the beach, all the way down Omaha Beach. You know, a lot of people don't realize that these casements were intended for crossfire. So there's this apron, this wall that is on the side of the ocean, because they weren't trying to shoot out to sea or directly at the beach, right? It was all for crossfire. So pretty well engineered. cliffs here are preserved, so there's a fence so that tourists can't climb on them and damage them. So as the troops landed here on Omaha Beach, and they made their way under some fire, but not the heavy fire that we saw at Omaha. At Omaha. They at least were able to get all the way from the water's edge under the protection of some cliffs. This casement is here on Utah Beach, and the area is pretty cratered. You can see a lot of bomb craters, like there's one right in front of us here. Let's go check out the casement. This protected Omaha Beach. It looks like it's flooded. I'm not going to go very far in there. All right, we'll go to the upstairs casement, the higher casement. As I mentioned in an earlier video, you can tell this was built prior to 1944, so probably 1942 when this casement was constructed. And we know because, so you can see that this was a stand for a mortar. So this is where they could fire mortars, and this might have had a Renault turret on it. The Germans took turrets off of old French tanks and placed them on the casement sometimes. I'm not sure about this one, but obviously you can see in the distance you got a pretty good view of the draw leaving Omaha Beach. But looks like the bombing did some damage and took out at least some of the defensive positions here at Utah Beach. Okay, so we are at Point du Hoc, and on June 6, 1944, this is where the Rangers landed, right down there. Right down there. And the Rangers had boats with rocket-propelled grappling hooks, ropes, and they would fire those rockets with the grappling hooks up the cliffs of these cliffs and climb up while the Germans, the Nazis, were throwing hand grenades down at them and shooting at them. Eventually they made it all the way up here and took out this observation bunker. This observation bunker has a great view of both Utah Beach over there, Omaha Beach over there, and they were disappointed to find there were no guns here. All of the 88s and 150 caliber guns were moved about 800 feet into the woods, into the fields, hidden behind bushes. So eventually they found that in fact a ranger sergeant saw some scuff marks on the dirt and followed the track to where the guns actually were. They killed the Germans and put thermite in the barrels of the guns, so the guns of Point du Hoc were finally silenced. So that's the story of Point du Hoc. It's kind of windy here, but yeah, so it was 80 years ago that this landing occurred. And 40 years ago, here at Point du Hoc, this is where Ronald Reagan gave a famous 40-year anniversary speech about the D-Day invasion. So this was built probably in 42, and you know because it was made of poured concrete. Later in 44, they ran out of wood. They couldn't get the wood to do that, so they used blocks. Let's go on inside to the bunker. Here you had a commanding view of Normandy Beach. You can see over to Utah Beach. This was the forward observation post. Coordinating guns here. Of course, they could certainly put machine guns out forward. The large guns here. Here's where they would be ready to fire all of the other bunkers in the area. Mentioned, or I think I did mention, you know, when the Rangers got up to the top of Point du Hoc, the guns were gone, and they were dragged about 80 meters off to the woods. Here's a location where one of the 88s, or I'm not sure this is an 88, this might be a 150, was located. inside then when that was hit. Looks like it's a naval round. Yeah, I'm certain that was a Navy bombardment. There, looks like it was able to penetrate the casement. As I mentioned before, this is a late model casement. This is made out of blocks, not quite as strong as the solid concrete ones. More casements over here, blown apart. The crater, that one was hit from the bombardment.